In the heart of Renaissance Italy, powerful noble families would do anything they can to maintain their influence. However, there was one family who was willing to play a more dangerous game than the others, and they would stop at nothing to seize power. That family was the Borgias. So, who were the Borgias? The Borgia family originally came from Spain, specifically the Kingdom of Valencia. The family began gaining political power in the 15th and 16th century by producing two popes, Alfonso Borgia, who ruled as Pope Calixtus III in 1455 to 1458, and Rodrigo Borgia, who ruled as Pope Alexander VI in 1492 to 1503. And it was during the reign of Pope Alexander VI that the family's reputation began to tarnish with scandalous accusations. The first scandal was that Rodrigo Borgia used bribery to secure his election as Pope in 1492, reportedly paying a generous sums of money and making promises to at least 23 cardinals. Once Rodrigo became Pope Alexander VI, his primary goal was to consolidate power for the Borgia family. The first thing he did was to legitimize his children, Juan, Cesare, Lucrezia, and Goffredo, who were born to his mistress Fannozza de Catane. By legitimizing his children, he opened up new opportunities to extend the Borgia family's influence. After appointing multiple family members to high-ranking positions within the church, Pope Alexander VI began to use his children, especially Cesare and Lucrezia, to secure political power and legitimacy for the Borgia family through arranged marriages. This strategy gave the family lots of financial opportunities like acquiring lands, wealth, and resources. Besides being known for enriching himself and his family, Pope Alexander VI was also known for his military and political aggression. He often used tactics like intimidation, war, and even murder to eliminate his rivals. He even supported Cesare's brutal campaign to conquer Romagna region, which was a key territory during the Renaissance. If you think these were the worst things about Pope Alexander VI, then think again, because his personal life was more scandalous than ever. In addition to his long-term affair with Fannozza de Catane, he took another mistress, Giulia Farnese, while he was Pope. What was even more shocking was the fact that Giulia was only 18 years old, while Pope Alexander VI was 61 years old when they began the affair. Unlike most people who would hide such scandalous relationship, their affair was relatively open, and many in Rome were aware of it. This of course sparked gossip among society, especially since Giulia was already married to a powerful noble family. Overall, these actions of Pope Alexander VI not only tarnished himself and the family's reputation, but also the papacy at that time, as they exposed moral decay and corruption within the church. People also saw him as a hypocrite because as a pope, he should have led the church with integrity and focused on spiritual leadership rather than political ambition. Although the Borgias thrived for a time with their wealth and privileges, they eventually lost their power after the death of Pope Alexander VI in 1503. With the Pope's death, the family became vulnerable to rival attacks, especially from the Della Rovere family. Things got even worse when Pope Julius II, who was a member of the Della Rovere family, became the successor of Pope Alexander VI. Once Pope Julius ascended to the papacy, he instantly stripped Cesare's political and military positions. When the Borgias had nothing left to offer, their allies eventually abandoned them, ending their influence in Italian politics once and for all.